Most entrepreneurs hear the word offshore and immediately think tax savings, hidden accounts, and zero regulations. But here's the truth no one tells you. In 2026, choosing the wrong company structure can create banking problems, tax headaches, and serious compliance issues. The biggest mistake you need to avoid is blindly copying what influencers online claim is the best setup without understanding your actual business needs. In this video, I'll explain the real difference between offshore and onshore companies, the pros and cons of each, and which one makes the most sense depending on your business goals. And trust me, the answer is not the same for everyone. Let's start right away. First, what is an onshore company? An onshore company is a business registered in a major domestic economy like the UK, United States, Singapore, or Canada. These companies usually operate inside well-regulated banking and legal systems. For example, Alex runs an e-commerce business using a UK limited company because suppliers, payment processors, and clients trust the structure immediately. Now here's where it gets interesting. Onshore companies are often easier for banking, Stripe accounts, PayPal access, and long-term credibility. But here's the problem. Taxes and compliance requirements are usually higher compared to offshore jurisdictions. This is where most people fail. They focus only on taxes and ignore trust and operational convenience. Now let's talk about offshore companies. An offshore company is usually registered outside your home country in jurisdictions known for lower taxes or international business flexibility. Common examples include the British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Seychelles, or Belize. For example, Jake runs an international consulting business and explored offshore structures mainly for tax efficiency and asset protection. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Offshore companies can offer benefits like lower taxes, increased privacy in some jurisdictions, and simplified international ownership structures. But there's a major catch. Banking has become much stricter globally in 2026. Many offshore companies struggle with payment processors, compliance reviews, and business bank account approvals, if the structure looks risky or unclear. In a minute, I'll show you which type of company works best for most online entrepreneurs today. Another key difference is reputation. Onshore companies generally feel safer and more trustworthy to banks, clients, and investors. For example, John found it much easier getting approved for e-commerce platforms using a US LLC compared to a lesser-known offshore jurisdiction. But here's the problem. Some entrepreneurs pay far more tax than necessary because they never explore international structures legally available to them. And this is the key point most people completely miss. The best structure depends on your business model, revenue level, citizenship, and long-term goals. If you run a small online business, freelancing operation, or e-commerce brand, an onshore company in places like the UK or US is often simpler and more practical. But larger international businesses sometimes use offshore structures for legal tax planning, holding companies, or global operations. Now here's where it gets important. Offshore does not mean illegal. Legal offshore structures exist, but they must follow international tax reporting and compliance laws. That's why professional advice matters once revenue grows. So to recap, onshore companies usually offer stronger credibility, easier banking, and smoother operations, while offshore companies may provide tax efficiency and international flexibility in certain situations. The smartest entrepreneurs choose based on business reality, not internet hype. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below whether you would choose an offshore or onshore company in 2026. And if you want more global business and tax strategy guides, check out the next video on your screen.